Hello and welcome back to NCFE Equality and Diversity. If you're watching this video, you've either missed school or you have been in the recent lockdown. So Unit 1, Section 5. We're going to jump forward in our booklet so you have a nicer task to do at home and we can save the earlier tasks, which require a lot of learning, to be done in the classroom. So this will actually be jumping forward to question 20 to 23. In Section 5, we're going to be looking at what makes you who you are, multiple identities, and identity and belonging to different groups. The task that's going to be set over this week is to create a profile of yourself. So it's what makes you an individual, what makes you who you are. We're going to be looking at personal interests, values and beliefs, religious and cultural preferences, physical characteristics, likes and dislikes, and geographical experience. Around the picture of you, or a silhouette, this is your option. I would recommend, if you were able to access A3 paper or AA4 in a book, that would be best, but if you only have A4 to hand, that should be fine. In the middle, I would like you to either choose a picture of you that you can print and stick in the middle, or you can just draw a silhouette of a person, so a shape outline of a person. So 3 things I want you to start off, and the way you can structure it is either like a mind map or you can put the columns underneath. First of all, I want your physical characteristics. What do you look like? Is your hair colour brown, eye colour brown, height, so 5'10", 6 foot. Then your likes and dislikes. I like chocolate and I dislike rudeness. I like rugby, I like dancing. I dislike baked beans. Any likes or dislikes you can think of. And then values and beliefs. So these are just your kind of morals. So I believe that stealing is wrong. I believe everyone has the right to free speech. I believe everyone has the right to an education. I value trust as a very important thing in a friendship. These are values and beliefs. You then continue with another 3. You can put these above your silhouette or continue with the mind map style. Personal interests. So this is part of your identity. So for myself, my personal interest would be playing rugby. It defines my character. It's what I would be known for, but with my friends. If I played guitar as part of a band, that would be another personal interest. You might continuously be on YouTube. You might have a channel. That might be why people are interested, and a personal interest. You might enjoy watching horror films. You might be a big fan of TV series and continuously watching one after another. You might be really into your running. Your personal interest is really what your hobbies are in a more complex sense. So religious and cultural factors. Do you follow a religion? Do you not follow any religion? And then your culture. Do you have any traditions? Do you believe in celebrations? What makes you Welsh? Do you have anything that you feel is part of your culture, your heritage? That can go in religious and cultural factors. You might be 3rd generation, 4th generation, and have relatives who came from Italy or Africa. And then finally, geographical experience. Where were you born? Where do you live? Have you moved around? Have you stayed in the same city? That needs to go in that section. So, that was my quick description of each one. You can pause the video and start that task. When you're ready to move on, just press play on the video. Okay, if you've pressed play on the video, we are now moving on to a new area of Section 5, your multiple identities. Every person you know has multiple identities. You're going to think now, what are your identities? Are you just one person, or are you different in everybody's eyes? For example, you could be a Muslim, woman, baby boomer, Latina, and a mother. Multiple identities, it's building a range out of characteristics. So it could be your racial identity, sexual, gender, religious identity. You might have an individual who one identity is being Welsh, but she also identity is being a woman. She's also Christian, but she's also homosexual. These are all different identities and different characteristics. classic, and I know my mother was fantastic when I was younger and did all these. She was a chauffeur when I was going to rugby. She was mum looking after me. She was a friend to her work friends. She was a hard worker in her office. She was a chef when she was cooking us food, and a wife to my father. So multiple identities are about how you are seen to other people and what your relationships are, really. I'm a believer that no one in the world will look at you the same. Every single person you've met has a slight different image of you, because that could be down to experience, or what they've heard, or how you were related to them, or how you met them. But your identity is different in the eyes of everybody you know. Whereas maybe in school you know me as Mr. Jones, as your teacher, whereas other teachers know me as a colleague and someone they work with, and then my mother and father will look at me as their baby boy. So there's many different ways that people can be identified, and that's why we have multiple identities. So what I would like you to do is, can you make sure, if I go back to this page for you, can you start to label any multiple identities you have? So it could be a religion, your heritage, your gender, your what your friends see you as, what you know. If I am a son, I am a brother at the same time. So what I'd like you to do is to pause that video and fill in your multiple identities, and when you're finished, press play. Okay, welcome back. You should be 2 parts through now. We have done your characteristics, we have done your multiple identities, and now we're going to look at group membership. The next thing to add to your profile is how you identify as a member of different groups, how you're part of each group. For example, you could be a pupil in this school, so that is one group you're involved in. You could have a friendship group, family as a group, your church, your religion is a group. You might have a hobby such as acting or dancing, which is a group. You might be part of a team, so a football team or a rugby team or a netball team. And you might be part of the wider community. So you could be as a community as a worker, or a community as just living in that area. You are automatically part of that community. So these are all the different groups you are part of. So religious, sport, drama, school, family, friends, and just community. So when writing these down, think of what groups you belong to. So for myself, I'd be a staff in a school. That would be my work. I have a family. I play rugby, so I'd be part of a rugby team. I am part of my community where I live. So that would be my group membership. Your completed profile should include what makes you who you are, your physical characteristics, so that if we think back, that was hair, eyes, height, likes and dislikes. I like sport, but I don't like baked beans. Values and beliefs. I value trust as the most important thing between friendship. My belief is that everybody has free speech. Personal interests, so your hobbies. Religious and cultural preferences, so this could be about being Welsh or other heritage you have, or any religious views you have. And geographical experience, where were you born and where do you live? Then you've got multiple identities, so you should have been labelling your different identities. So in race identity, your gender identity, sexuality maybe, nationality, relationships to others, so being a son or a father or a brother, your job, as a teacher or as a pupil, and identity and belonging to different groups. How you belong to different groups, such as friendship groups, or work groups, or school groups, or family groups, and any interests such as teams. Please make sure your profile is very eye-catching and interesting by including detail and photographs, images. If it is possible to add photos or images of your different identities or your different groups you belong in. So if you obviously were interested in playing football, you could find a photo of someone playing football, or even yourself, and include that next to that. If you were talking about your brown hair, you could trim a photo of your brown hair and stick that in. These are all different options for you. So that is what is expected when you come back to school. If you have done this one-page profile, you have automatically answered those last 3 questions. So please take your time. Myself and Miss Harris are available on Teams for our and Miss Bennett for our selected classes. If you need any questions, please ask through there. But good luck, looking forward to seeing you, and thank you.